Hello everyone! Dr. Suki and Dr. Mom live from Fort Myers, Florida on I think it's Thursday, but I can't remember. I think it's Thursday. I'm not sure though. I have my Mexico hat on because it reminds me of what I'm traveling for. Today, I don't know, I've had some stressful driving days. So, just wearing my good luck cap because it makes me feel better. So anyway, and yesterday was a terrible day as far as my recording. Oh good. So Ryan, I text Ryan and I said, let me know if the sound's good. And he said it is. So we're good to go. Oh, I just deleted the one from yesterday because no one could hear me with what I was saying. So I thought I'd just read, hey Jimmy, how you doing? Live from Fort Myers, checking in with everyone. Just doing my update, but I've had a few driving problems, so I'm wearing my Mexico hat because it makes me feel better instead of having a drink or something, because that's what I wanted to do. I don't know if you guys have ever driven in Fort Myers, Florida, but, well, first of all, I'm staying it's in Fort Myers, but it's out of town so to get to Planet Fitness, I had to drive about 10 miles, but it's the strangest city as far as driving goes. It's strange, like the way they designed it, and I don't know who did this, but everywhere you go, you have to do a U-turn to get to your location. I don't understand what the thing is, but so instead of going a straight 10 miles, you have to go this way a mile, do a U-turn, go back the other way. It's just, and you know, RVs, they don't like U-turns. Or at least their drivers don't really like to do U-turns because it scares me a little bit. I don't know. Do you guys, like Jimmy, do you ever get anxious driving places? And I don't know why I get anxious, but I do. So Fort Myers was one of those cities that got me a little bit anxious. Now, I've talked to people as I was driving down the East Coast. I've talked to a lot of people, and they said that West Coast, watch out for the driving. I don't know. It seems okay, but it's busier. It seems busier than what the other side was. I'm not real sure. But I'll tell you one incident. So, okay, besides the fact that when the girls were here with me down in the Keys, I forgot to put my awning up. I got everything else. Hey Karen, I got everything else ready to go, but we had to move spots for the day, and I saw the awning and I'm like, make sure you remember to take that down, and of course I didn't, and so it could have been worse than it was, but I did bump a tree, so I'm gonna have, it's tweaked a little bit. But it could have been, like, I could have ripped the whole thing off, right? And I've got bug bites everywhere. I don't know if you guys have been to the Keys, but there's a lot of no-see-ums down there. And evidently they really liked me, so I have about 200 bug bites on my arms and legs. And ear, I have one on my ear, I have some on my neck. Yeah, and I did, so hey Donna, I did buy some Benadryl to put on it, but it doesn't seem to help, And I took some Benadryl yesterday, like I took to see if it would help, because I'm allergic, to see if it would help with the itching part of it. But I took one because I didn't know if it would make me sleepy, and it didn't, and it didn't do much, so I took another one. Well, I went to bed kind of early last night, so I don't think it stopped the itching, though. I don't think it. So this other lady told me, she said, use, I guess evidently essential oils. Lavender is supposed to take the itching out, but I've got this stuff. It's essential oil, but I don't know. I'm trying anything because I can't really sleep at night. It's horrible. Like, I've got them everywhere. Anyway, I am going to tell you the fun part of the Keys. It was a lot of fun. Oh my gosh. We had a blast with my girlfriends that came down. They flew into Miami. I picked them up at a Walmart because I didn't want to drive into Miami Airport because of the traffic. I mean, you might realize, right? But I will tell you a quick story about the traffic in Miami. So I decided, I stayed at a church, Boondock, where you can just boondock. It was a nice church parking lot. So I stayed there, and I decided I would go fill with propane and get gas so that I was all filled up the next day, and I found a pretty good price for it, so I decided to do that. Well, the driving was a little bit messy there too, but the propane was easy enough to get to. It was okay. I drove up to it, I parked, I got out, and the guy was coming, so he came out to help me. Best propane prices I've been through. I was almost empty. It only cost me like $18 to fill it. But long story short, I walked out, and this Miami-Dade police car came roaring up to me, and I'm like, oh, what did I do? You know, he just turned around and left. Well, about 24 other police cars pulled up with it over in this parking lot. I'm like, oh my gosh, what's happening? I don't know. But then I decided to go get gas, and I always do this gas finder thing, so I had to go on the freeway, and I'm like, okay, well, this is going to be easy. I wasn't even thinking it was rush hour traffic, right? So I'm like, well, it's only, I think it was 5 miles. Then I got off the freeway to get gas. So I get on the freeway. My navigator says, well, there is a wreck up ahead, but you're still on the fastest route, right? So I get within probably 3/4 of a mile to the wreck. Traffic is completely stopped. So there's 3 lanes, right? And I'm over on this side. I like to drive with the trucks on this side, so I'm out of the way of people. It just makes me feel better. So I was driving on that side of it, and the wreck, whatever it was, stopped all 3 lanes. So we were just sitting there. Well, pretty soon, it was the craziest thing I've ever seen. I don't know, maybe it's because I don't live in a city. But so the cop cars were coming beside us, rolling up, rolling up the side, sort of in that section where the grass is. And there was an ambulance that goes through, a fire truck goes through. Well, pretty soon, as I'm sitting there, cars start going through. They formed a 4th line on this side over here, and a 4th line on this side beside me, clear up to me. I'm like, what are you doing? I mean, nobody else could get, like, no other cop cars. They'd have to go on the grass. I'm like, what are they doing? And it was, you couldn't pull out on the grass and go to another direction. There was a fence there. It was all grass. It was sort of like leading up to a bridge. And the wreck was right at the top, right? And I'm like, what is happening? Pretty soon there was 4 or 5 lanes of traffic sitting there. I guess they were trying to get ahead of us, move ahead. And, we kept scooting up so they couldn't get in. But it was the craziest thing I've ever seen. I thought maybe the cops had come give them tickets, but I don't know. It was bizarre. So that was probably 45 minutes that I waited for that. And I thought it was going to be an easy day. But anyway, that's just some of the stuff that I've been through. Oh, I don't know. Everything, it's pretty safe. Like, everywhere I'm staying has been really safe. But just some traffic issues and things like that make me a little nervous when I'm driving. I get a little bit of anxiety. But I feel like I'm getting better at it. And then gas prices are killing me. Down in the Keys, it was $4.25 a gallon. We filled up in Miami. I filled up in Miami before I got the girls, and then after. And I had signed up with this Murphy's card, and I got 10 cents off per gallon, up to $65 worth. And then the other 50 was like $3.32. So, ow, it's expensive. Like, after I flipped my house and bought the RV, they decided to mark gas up by at least $1 a gallon, and it keeps going up. I know you guys feel my pain, right? It's it's a little scary. A little scary on the pocketbook. Anyway, okay, I thought I would talk to you today because yesterday I had a horrible snafu on my sound. So in here, my console stereo, my phone hooks up to it through Bluetooth, and then the navigation, you guys know, navigation goes through there, and my music and everything. Well, I forgot to turn it off yesterday, and so evidently my sound all was going through that navigation system, the stereo, instead of straight through the phone, so that's why you couldn't hear it. So I just deleted that whole video. It was horrible sound, so I deleted it and figured I would just do it today, fill you guys in on everything. I had it all written out anyway, and just kind of let you know what's happening in our world. I try to post pictures. Ugh, my glasses are horrid. I try to post pictures where I'm staying. If you guys want any information on that Harvest House, like, I just finished booking it all the way up through the end of March. And, it's pretty nice. And I'll tell you in a little while about some of the places I'm going to be staying at, which is pretty exciting. One's a monkey farm up it's in the central north part of Florida. You have to take, like, they make you go on a tour, which will be fun anyway, as long as the monkeys don't bite me, I'm good. My mother-in-law got bit by one and had to take rabies shots, so hopefully that's all good. Anyway, and then I'm staying in another one that's sort of like a, I want to say, I don't remember what they're called, like sorry, I'm trying to, I turned off the air and I'm burning up now. I believe it's 83 here today. And I would say probably at least 65% humidity, at least. The humidity is pretty crazy. We're still trying to get used to it. Anyway, one's like a marine park is what I wanted to say. But it's pretty fun. I'm really enjoying staying at the different places. Like, today is in Fort Myers, but it's outside of town. They have a great big open area. There is crocodiles, fire ants, and there's the poisonous snakes that live in the water. So we don't get by the water. We stay away from the water. The grass is different here. It's stickery kind of grass. It's really strange. Like, there's a lot of different things here that I'm not used to. Like, our grass in Idaho, you could walk on barefoot. I wouldn't do that here. It's very coarse. very coarse grass. It's strange. They have a biting insects called don't-see-ums. The problem is you don't see them until they bite you, and then you have 200 bug bites. So that's what the girls told me they didn't think they got bit, but now they said they did, and they have several of them, several too. Anyway, okay, so let's see. I'm gonna start with bodybuilding. How's it going? When the girls were here, I did take Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then I think Monday, because I had to take them back to the airport, and so I didn't get back in time to do to work out. So I did take off, but then I got right back to it Tuesday, Wednesday. I think today's Thursday. But the only problem with where I'm at now is it took me 20 minutes to get to Planet Fitness, which is a little far, and it costs quite a bit in gas, but I made it. Tomorrow, I'm going to be in Naples. I want to go there because Gracie told me it was beautiful, and so I am staying with a lady at these people's house in Naples, and I'll go to the Planet Fitness there. Hopefully it's close by, so I'm trying to keep everything close so that I'm not driving all over the place, because the gas prices are killing me. So after Naples, then I head farther up the west coast, and then from there I'm just going all the way up to the north, and then over to join my family. I think they call it the Panhandle. It's sort of by Georgia, but Destin and all those areas, those beaches down there, we're gonna stay somewhere in there, and then I'm heading back up to Kentucky for a couple days, and then hopefully I'll be able to stop by Minnesota for a couple days, and then on back to Idaho. But anyway, okay, so I did take a little time off the workouts, but it didn't seem like it bothered me too much. I haven't been able to do a lot of walking here because the other thing they have here is panthers. And they've had them on their property, and cougars. So I just chose not to do my 2-mile walk out where the crocodiles and panthers and bobcats are, because I just, I have pepper spray, but I don't know. So we haven't been able to get our 2-mile walk in, but I am getting my 30 minutes cardio at the gym. My eating was okay. It wasn't the best. I did do a little drinking, so I was up a couple pounds, but I'm losing it again. So I was, what I've noticed, they say that you are what you repeatedly do, right? And so because of the diet that I'm following, mostly keto, but a bodybuilder diet, and my steadiness of drinking the water and things like that, I found that I don't have the bad habits I used to have, like skipping bread, skipping pastas, skipping high carb things is not as hard as it used to be for me. It's pretty natural, and getting my water in and things is becoming more natural than it used to be. Go ahead up. I got it. For some reason I have to tell her she can go up there. Go up, you're okay, go. Oh well. So that's all going pretty well. I feel like I'm gonna be in Idaho training with my trainer for 4 months, and that's when I think I'm really gonna drop weight and get into my peak performance. So I am still going 6 days to the gym, 6 days a week, and training really well and all of that. So I'm noticing definition in things, especially like in my shoulders and right here, and my arms. I don't know. Ooh. It's sore. And my legs, I've noticed it more in my legs. So just keep I mean, if you're doing it and working out, just keep doing it. Because, you know, I've been listening to this. Oh, okay. Woo. I felt like my video was going out, so hopefully it won't. I was listening to Atomic Habits, and it's sort of like when you start something new like that, bodybuilding or something you haven't done before, you feel like you're an imposter, right? So you don't, it's all about seeing yourself in that role. So seeing yourself in the tight little bikini going up on stage and posing and becoming that person and starting to see yourself that way. And it's just repeatedly doing it. And the more you repeatedly do it, the more you start seeing yourself that way. And it's funny because I notice other people are seeing me that way, like at the gym and things. I'm fitting in more to that community. So that's a good thing. Just something, just keep doing it. Because sometimes you have to just do it for a long period of time, and then you move into a different level of it. So just keep it up, or start, or whatever you got to do. I noticed after having a little bit of drinks and things when I was with the girl, I did slow down in my drink, water and my electrolytes in it and my vinegar cocktails, and I did get dehydrated. So I have really been amping up my hydration again, and I have usually like a couple tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, half a lime, 8 ounces of water, and then I put some Himalayan salt in it, and I have that usually every day, at least once a day. It keeps me hydrated because I started getting leg cramps again. I can tell whenever I drink any kind of alcohol, I get dehydrated pretty easily. So I've been ramping that up again too. It was good to have the girls here. They're such a joy. I mean, we were a little cramped in the RV. Poor Sandra, she was a trooper. So I have that spot up there, you guys. I'm going to turn it. Hopefully I don't ruin everything. So I don't know. Maybe I won't do that. I'll show you when I'm done. I don't want to drop everything. So anyway, it's kind of a bunk area, right? And Sandra was up there the whole time. It couldn't have been comfortable. I don't know. We were running the cooler. It does get a little hot at nights, but she did really well. I'm sure she was ready to get back to her bed. And then Miriam slept in the center one where my table is, and then of course the dog and I are back there. But all in all, you know, we did trip over each other a little bit, but not bad. I mean, it was okay. It was fun having them. I always have a lot of fun with Miriam and Sandra. So we had a super good time. And I'll talk a little bit about that. Let's see. So RV life, what's it like going in the Keys? So I think my perception of it was, I don't know, even Florida, like all great big sunny beaches and everything's beautiful and lively and things like that. It depends on what beach you go to. It's hot and humid. There are a lot of bugs. If you go to the Keys, that's where it's the worst, evidently. I don't know why I didn't know that. I didn't know it. In the morning and at night, but I seem to get bit every minute of the day there, and maybe it was because it was humid and rainy. Not all the time, but the last day rained all day. I don't know, but it's something you don't think about, right? But we did have a wonderful time. The KOA we stayed at was Sugarloaf Key, which is, if you go into Key Largo is the first stop, kind of. Sugarloaf Key's in the middle, and then Key West is on the end of the strip. And so the one day we did catch a city bus over to Key West because Sandra, she wanted us to see it. We all wanted to see it. It's only about 20 minutes. The bus took about an hour. And then, Sandra kind of decided to rent a golf cart because Miriam kind of had a bum foot, and you know, it was a big, like Key West is big. I was thinking it'd be small. It's very big. And so we rode around in a golf cart. It was great. I mean, that's when I got sun, because I sat in the back and there was no shade, so I got a nice, pretty nice tan going that day. It was a lot of fun. A lot of shops, a lot of really good food. Most of the area is kind of an open format, and there's live bands everywhere of any sort you could think of. So we had some fresh shrimp and some of the seafood to begin with, and then we kind of walked around to the different shops and stuff. But then we went to one, and it's so funny because I noticed that for some random reason there's a lot of roosters running around the streets. Roosters, you know, regular roosters. And at one restaurant, it was an open format we were at, a guy was singing. There was a rooster, a hen, and 3 chicks running around on the floor. I'm like, oh my goodness, you know, well, I don't know. You'd think that someone might step on him. But it was a fun environment. It was a lot of fun. So we didn't get to do a lot. We did walk out to the seashore. It didn't really have a beach where we were at, but you could see it. It's beautiful. The water is really, really pretty. Gorgeous. So we didn't, and where we were at, staying at Sugarloaf, the water, we had kind of a spot that you could walk out to, but it was kind of a little dirty in that spot. I think it's kind of where you go on the ocean to find a clean spot and, you know, a nice place to go in. But they had a really nice pool area and hot tub, and a bar that was enclosed, and live music there. So the next day after the Keys, so we didn't want to ride the bus back, and so we got an Uber back, but it's kind of expensive. And so then we stayed at the regular KOA for the day at the pool, and then we went to dinner, but then again we had to get an Uber. We went to, I think it was Key West, and it's a little spendy. I don't know. The food was okay, but the bar was really cool. They had live music there. They have live music everywhere. It was really, really a fun experience. And just being there with the girls, we had a lot of fun, you know, just visiting and hanging out at the pool and things like that. It was packed. It was a pretty packed area. So, okay, let's see. I'm trying to think what else. Florida, the prices were expensive down there. Oh yeah, I also broke my freezer door. I think I was trying to stuff too much ice in the freezer when we were here, and it got a little cramped, and I don't know, I must have pulled too hard, so now I got another repair. But that's okay too. We didn't see any crocodiles or alligators down there, but we heard they had some. They had some pretty, this Sugarloaf Keys KOA that we stayed at was beautiful. Like, they had got hit 2 years ago, right, with a hurricane, and so they have redone that whole area. It's beautiful, like brand new plants throughout the whole thing. It's just gorgeous. Real pretty rocks where you park. It's real level. It's real pretty. So if you want to know any of the places I've been to, I'm doing sort of a travel map, and I will post it. The girls bought me this United States map, and I've almost covered all of the United States, except up, like, in some places up towards the north, like in Maine and things like that. So I'm going to put that on the back. It's pretty, I think I'm almost 16,000 miles since I started in June, really the end of May, June. I've traveled about 16,000 miles, and I'm not done yet. So it's pretty exciting, Okay, let's see. I think all I really have is kind of like moving forward. What am I learning? What am I learning about myself? A lot. So it's strange because when you put yourself in a situation like this, something you've never done before, you know, I am in an RV. First of all, I never drove one before. I didn't know how anything worked, all of those things. I'm in a state that I've never been to before. I'm meeting new people every single day that I don't know. I'm driving in traffic. I don't know the area. I noticed that it gives me anxiety a little bit. Like I get anxiety, which I don't know that that's bad, because I did notice when I feel that way that I'm much more attentive, and like I seem to slow down in my driving and just take my time because it makes me nervous. But after I've gone, like Fort Myers, I went to the Planet Fitness, and the first day I was really nervous, and they send you, you know, they don't know you're in an RV. I need to get an app. They have an app that you can put in your RV route, but they don't know you're in an RV. So a lot of times they'll send you through a subdivision that's very skinny roads, and I both days went through that. Tomorrow I'm going to go to the Planet Fitness in Naples instead of trying to go back there, because it's also a 10-minute drive, and like I told you at the first of it, everywhere you go you have to make a U-turn to go back the other direction. It's just the craziest thing I've ever seen. So those kinds of things make me a little anxious, but I don't know that that's bad, because once you do it and you get through it, you sort of know that you can do it the next time, and then you get more comfortable with that same path, I guess you could say, of driving it. I don't think I really like driving. I knew that going into it. The other thing Maggie and Jimmy told me too is they said it might have been Jody and Bill. I don't know. I think it might have been Jody. She told me don't go more than, I think she's either 3 hours or 300 miles or something. And because if you do, you just get sick of driving. So I've been trying to do more of that. I've been trying to stay pretty, only I don't know, hour or two, like a couple hours, 2.5 is the max that I want to go, because you're just in the middle of the traffic and it's stressful anyway. So I've been breaking my trip up like that and trying to keep it pretty short. So when I go up, right now I'm going up the West Coast, right? And so I am doing Naples, which I'm going back south again. I don't normally like to do that, but I messed up when I planned my trip. And then I'm heading back up north on the West Coast. I think it's St. Petersburg, and through that whole area, it's really out on the coast, and then kind of going back into the center to go to the monkey farm, and I can't remember what those, there are mammals that swim in the sea, and Sandra told me about them, and they have a marina up there, and I'm going to go see those as well. And I'm going to I think it's a distillery in one place, St. Petersburg. It looks really fun. And then I'm going up after the north over to a camp spot. I think it might be in Georgia, you're just tipping that, and then over by Destin, where Brandy and the kids are going to meet me. I'm going to stay there it's on the ocean for about a week, and then heading back up to Kentucky for a couple days, and then off to the west. So I'm pretty excited. What about meeting new people? So you might think that I'm an extrovert, which I think I am in ways, but it's not. I don't know if I'm the extrovert to the level of it ever being super easy to meet new people. Like, I'm more the kind of person that takes time to get to know people, and I don't think I'm really, I don't know, someone who just, well, I guess I can be. I don't know, but it makes me a little anxious, a little weirded out. I don't know, when you have to meet people, but I don't have any, the way I'm doing it on this trip, I'm meeting new people everywhere I stay. And, it's getting easier. I've met a lot of good people. I'm keeping them all in my contacts, keeping their places, in my contacts, so that when I do come back again for a visit or a trip, I'll know where to go. And if you guys need any information, I can give you information about it. But it has been a lot of fun. It really has. And it's making me grow tons. And I'm finding out where I want to be, right? I do want to be in the West, so I left Minnesota because of all the bugs and humidity, and it's just like that. It's just like that here for me. I've noticed that most of the people here are really from the East Coast, who live in those environments and like them. I am not like that. Not to say that I won't come down for a month or something, but I'm really leaning towards Lake Havasu for most of the winter. Yeah, I love pickleball. They got I've been following their pickleball page, community page, and they got a lot of tournaments and fun stuff. So that's what I'm kind of thinking. So without doing this, though, I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have known, where do I want to be? Where's my road? Where am I going? So that's my thoughts right now. September through probably March, and then travel April, May. Well, I don't know, maybe April, May, June, July, August. Do traveling. So it was good that I came here, and I'm telling you, when you put yourself in that situation, and also a budget, like, I've had to be super careful. I'm still having to be super careful, because you're under a very tight budget, and with the gas prices the way they are, woo-wee. You start finding where you can stay super inexpensive, right? And these Harvest Host locations, it's usually only $5 or $10 a night for their electricity, if you have it. Some, they don't give you electricity. And my unit's self-contained, like, I have enough water and things. I have to dump the sewer and at least once a month. Don't do that. Okay? Sometimes she cleans herself, and we don't want her to do that. I'll put my hat up here. I feel like I've got bugs crawling on me. I think it's the bites. Ooh, I don't know. Anyway, okay. I also learned that I'm kind of like, somebody had said to me, be careful, be safe. I feel like I'm very safe. Like, I check out everything. I have things in here that will protect me if somebody does try to break in or anything. The places I'm staying, by staying where I am at the Boondocks, are really safe. People look out for you, and I feel very safe staying there. But I'm still, like, I always lock everything. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I do. So, I don't know. I get anxious about Suki too. Like, I probably drove the girls nuts because, they wanted to go out and do stuff, but I had to leave Suki in here, and even with the air gone, I don't ever know. And they have some device, even a camera, that I could get so I would be able to see that she was okay, but I was just anxious about her staying here. I haven't left her in here with the generator running yet. It's been pretty nice out, but it's getting hot, and so I don't know, those things bother me. But I guess you can also put something in here so you can tell the temperature. So I'm gonna have to do some of those things, but I just have to make it through the end of March. Then I'll be heading up north again, and probably cooler temperatures. I don't know. Anyway. Okay, well, that's really all I have. Yesterday I did show you guys, but I might show you again, just sort of the outside of where I'm at. It's pretty fun. And I'll show you around here. Okay, sorry. Okay, I'm gonna flip it and show you. This is the area that's, you can't turn your phone while you're recording. Okay, that's the area that Sandra was sleeping in. She was a trooper, I'm telling you. This is kind of the area. This converts into a bed. I know you guys have seen all this before, right? Anyway, that's that. And then I'm gonna take you outside and just show you one area that this is a host location. And it's really quite nice. Ooh, it's nice and cool out here. But if you can see way out there, you can see there's kind of a moat that runs all along there. I don't know that it's a moat. I don't know what you call it. It's kind of a, I think those things right there are plantain. No, I don't think they're plantains. I don't know. We talked about it. Over there is where the crocodiles live. This is sort of, ouch, I'm out here barefooted too. So anyway, this is a little, and it's kind of stickery. Ow. Oh. Anyway, it's a real pretty area. They have a water fountain out there. It's real pretty. Beautiful day out here. There's always some kind of birds making some pretty cool sounds. Pretty cool sounds. Anyway, okay. Suki was really warm, so okay, he does work on RVs, but like I need my shade fixed, but I don't think that's gonna happen. He doesn't have time, so anyway. Okay guys, I am gonna say sayonara or jamata, my friends. Much love. Tomorrow I'll take some pictures down in Naples. You'll probably hear from me again next Wednesday, which I'll probably be closer up by St. Petersburg by then. So love you. Have a super rest of your week. Pray for me. Safety on the road. Much love. Bye.